In this video, I will explain the next topic in the fourth module is the beams. The in the beam topic, the important part for the examination point of view. The very first, there are two derivations for in the syllabus, but those two derivations are very important. The very first derivation is called as derivation of Hermite shape function. So before deriving the expression for Hermite shape function for beam element, first I will explain what is meant by beam. Beams are slender horizontal structural members are used for supporting transverse loads. That is very important. So I written in this notes the definition in the inverted commas. Beams are the slender horizontal structure members that are used for supporting transverse loads. See, the best example for beam, our first example is shaft supported in bearings, and the second one is long horizontal members used in bridges and hinges. Okay, these are some of the example for beam. Okay, and actually these two example are the best example for beams. And first I will derive an expression for Hermite shape function. I will explain now. And see this in the question paper, definitely in the examination point of view, this derivation is very important. Okay, this derivation was repeatedly, it was asked in the previous examination question paper. And see, first consider a beam element. Consider a 1D bar beam element having two nodes in natural coordinate system, that is zeta. First draw one beam element. Okay, and this beam element, I consider this beam element in the natural coordinate system as zeta. Okay, let zeta I consider in the natural coordinate system, and this beam element, it consists of two nodes, node 1 and node 2, and node 1, the coordinate of node 1 I take it as in the because I consider beam element in natural coordinates. Okay, the node 1 is represented by zeta is equal to -1, and node 2 is represented by zeta is equal to 1. And say in the beam element, generally it had 2 degrees of freedom. The beam, each node beam in beam element, okay, it consists of nodes, and each node had 2 degrees of freedom, and first degrees of freedom we call it as V1. Let V1 be the translation motion, and the second degrees of freedom for node 1 is rotation. Okay, each node in the beam element, in this, I consider a beam element in the natural coordinate system, and each node has had 2 degrees of freedom, and those 2 degrees of freedom are V1. Let V1 be the, V1 is the translation motion at node 1, and theta 1 is the rotational motion at node 2, and similarly node 2 has had 2 degrees of freedom. Those 2 degrees of freedom are V2 be the V2 is called as translation motion in y direction, and theta 2 is rotation motion always. Remember, in the beam element consists of nodes, each node has 2 degrees of freedom, V1 having translation motion, and theta 1 is the rotational motion like this, rotational motion. Okay, and here I written V1 and V2 are translation motion at node 1 and 2, theta 1 theta 2 be the rotation motion at node 1 and 2, and each node has 2 degrees of freedom. I already explained, one is translation and rotation. Okay, therefore in the beam element, the number of shape functions is always equal to the number of degrees of freedom. Okay, in the beam element, if I consider beam element in the natural coordinates, and in the beam element, the number of shape function of beam element is equal to number of degrees of freedom. Hence, see, in the beam element, it consists of, I consider beam element in the natural coordinate, it consists of two nodes. Each node has 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, there are total number of degrees of freedom for this beam element is 4, and therefore the number of shape function of the beam element is always equal to 4. And those 4 shape function, I will call it as H1, capital H1, H2, H3 and H4. And these, the shape function for the beam element, there are total 4 shape function for beam element. Those beam elements are H1, H2, H3 and H4, and these shape functions are called as Hermite shape function. And these are basic condition, these are the Hermite shape function. You should satisfy the beam element by mathematically, and these are the basic condition for to should satisfy the Hermite shape function mathematically. And see, the boundary condition for the beam element I tabulated. This is the table I written in these nodes. Okay, first zeta 1 equal to -1 for node 1 and zeta is equal to for node 2, and h1 is the Hermite shape function h1, and h1 dash is nothing but the derivative of h1 is derivative of h1 dash is nothing but derivative of h1, that is del h1 by del zeta. And next h2 dash is nothing but derivative of h2, del h2 divided by del zeta, and h3, and the derivative of h3 is h3 dash, it is represented by, that is del h, derivative of h3 divided by del zeta. And the h4, next fourth Hermite shape function is h4, and the derivative of h4 dash is equal to del h4 divided by del zeta. Okay, if zeta is equal to -1, always h1 equal to 1, and but derivative of del h1 dash is 0, h2 is 0, h2 dash 1, h3 equal to 0, h3 dash is 0, h4 equal to 0, h4 dash equal to 0. And the second, these are the for node 1, these are the boundary condition, and h1, remember h1 and h2 dash is always equal to 1. And next, at node 2 zeta is equal to 1, h1 equal to 0, h1 dash is 0, h2 is 0, h2 dash 0, but h3 equal to 1. The boundary condition at node 2, h3 equal to 1, h3 dash is 0, h4 equal to 0, and h4 dash is 1 always. See, you should remember this table. These are the boundary condition for the beam element what I consider for derivation, and all of you compulsory you should remember this table, and it is helpful for solving the problems also. And always it consists of 4 Hermite shape function, h1, h2, h3, h4. They are, we can call it as the boundary condition for each and every node in the beam element. And to find the shape function h1, first I am assuming a polynomial displacement model. See, we need to find out the shape function, all the shape function for this beam element, Hermite shape functions, and these are called as Hermite shape function table. And this table should be compulsory remembered. Okay, it is helpful for solving the problems also. And next, we have to find out what is the Hermite shape function for the beam element at 2 nodes. And first, to find the shape function for h1, assume a polynomial displacement model is h1 is equal to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube. Okay, I let us consider a third order polynomial. Why? Because see, in the beam element it had 4 degrees of freedom. Minimum I considered the order of the polynomial, then because of degrees of freedom for beam element is 4, that's why I taken as third order polynomial, minimum third order polynomial displacement model for this beam element. And apply boundary condition for this beam element. First, the boundary condition are here in the table, already I tabulated. Okay, and first at node 1, this is node 1, at node 1, look at here in the figure, at node 1, if zeta is equal to -1, h1 is equal to 1, h1 is equal to 1. Therefore, substitute zeta is equal to minus 1 and h1 in the polynomial displacement model, what I assume, and I will get h1 is equal to a0 plus a1 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3, because zeta is minus 1. After substituting zeta is equal to minus 1 and h1 in this polynomial displacement model, what I assume third order polynomial, and simplifying this equation after substitution the values, I will get h1 is equal to a0 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3 equal to 1. I call it as equation number 1. At node 2, the boundary condition at node 2 is if zeta is equal to 1 and h1 equal to 0. Substitute zeta is equal to 1 and h1 is equal to 0 in the polynomial assumed displacement model, and after substituting in the above formula, and I will get a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 2. And at node 1, next at node 1, if zeta is equal to minus 1, h1 dash is equal to derivative of h1 del h1 by del zeta, del h1 by del zeta equal to 0, always equal to 0 from this table. Okay, compulsory should remember, all of you should compulsory remember this table. And next, if zeta is equal to minus 1, h1 dash is equal to del h1 by del zeta is equal to 0. Therefore, h1 is equal to a0 a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube, and but I want the derivative of h1 h1. Okay, h1 is equal to del h1 by del zeta, differentiating this with respect to zeta, and I will get a0 is 0 and a1 plus, after differentiating this partial derivation with respect to zeta of this equation, original polynomial equation h1 equation, this equation, and I will get after differentiating, and I will get a1 2a2 zeta 3a3 zeta square. Therefore, a1 minus, substituting zeta is equal to minus 1, a1 minus 2a2 zeta is minus 1 minus plus minus 3a3 zeta square is minus 1 square is 1 total. I call it as equation number 3. And at node 2, next at node 1 is over. Next, apply the boundary condition for node 2. If zeta equal to 1, if zeta is equal to 1 and h dash is equal to del h1 by del zeta is equal to 0, therefore h1 dash is equal to del h1 by del zeta is equal to 0. Therefore, differentiating this h1 with respect to zeta, and therefore at node 2 a1 2a2 it will become 2a2, and after in this equation substitute zeta is equal to 1, same equation a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 in this equation, del h by del zeta equation, substitute zeta is equal to 1 and h1 is equal to 0, and I will get, after simplification substitution, a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 is equal to 0. That is equation number 4. Subtracting equation 2 from 1. Subtracting equation 2 from 1. Subtract equation number 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. 2 from 1. Therefore, after subtracting a0 minus a1 a2 a3, a0 plus minus plus a1 plus a2 plus a3 equal to 0. Change the signs, minus minus here, minus minus, and a0 plus a0 minus a0 get cancelled, plus a2 and minus a2 get cancelled, and finally remaining I will get minus 2a1 plus minus 2a3 equal to 1. I call it as equation number 5. And next, add equation number 3 and 4. First subtract it, and after that add equation number 3 and 4. After adding, okay, finally I will get 2a1 plus 6a3 equal to 0. You can call it as equation number 6. And after getting 5 and 6, adding equation number 5 and 6, and I will get the unknown value of a3. Minus 2a1 minus 2a3 equal to 1, 2a1 plus 6a3 equal to 0. Therefore, 4a3 equal to 0, a3 value I will get 1 by 4. Next, substituting a3 value in equation number 6, then I will get the value of a1. Substitute a3 value in equation number 6. 2a1 plus 6a3 equal to 0, a3 is 1 by 4, and substitute a3 equal to 1 by 4 here, and finally I will get a1 equal to minus 3 by 4. And next, taking equation number 4, a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 equal to 0, we know a1 and a3 values. Substitute in this equation, and I will get a1 a2 equal to 0. Next, taking equation number 2, that is a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3 equal to 0, substitute all the values and I will get the value of a1, a2, a3 we know already, and I will get a2 value equal to a0 equal to a3 is, I left out here, 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, a1 is minus 3 by 4, a1 is minus 3 by 4, a2 is 1 by 4, and a0, a1, a2, a3 is plus 1 by 4, a1 is minus 3 by 4, a2 a2, similarly not required here. From equation number 2, here is the equation number 2, this is the equation number 2, this is equation number 2. From equation a0 plus a1, a2, a3 equal to 0, and a2 is 0, here a2 is 0, directly I will get a0 value equal to 1 by 2, and hence see what are the general terms what I calculated, general terms what I calculated a0, a1, a2, a3 values can substitute in the original polynomial equation, that is h1 is equal to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube, and substitute all the values in this equation, and finally after simplification I will get h1 is equal to 1 by 4, 2 minus 3 zeta plus zeta cube. And next, find shape function for h2. See, for shape function for h2, the polynomial displacement function is third order. h2 is equal to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square plus a3 zeta cube, and apply the boundary condition at node 1. If zeta is equal to minus 1, s2 is 0 from the table. s2 is 0. If zeta is equal to minus 1, s2 is 0. s2 is 0. s2 is 0 directly, and s2 is equal to 0, and substitute zeta is equal to minus 1 and s2 the polynomial equation, and I will get, after simplification I will get a0 minus a1 plus a2 minus a3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 1, and at node 2 the boundary condition is zeta is equal to 1, s2 is always equal to 0. Refer the table, what you I told you to remember from the table. I taken the boundary condition, substitute zeta is equal to 1 and s2 is equal to 0 in the original polynomial equation. s2 is equal to 0, a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 2. And similarly at node 1 the boundary condition is, if zeta is equal to minus 1, s2 dash is equal to del s2 by del zeta is equal to 1, and therefore s2 is equal to a0 plus a1 zeta plus a2 zeta square a3 zeta cube, and differentiating this equation with respect to zeta, and after differentiating, and I will get a1 plus 2a2 zeta plus 2a3 zeta square, but h2 dash is 1. Okay, therefore a1 minus 2a2, substitute zeta is equal to minus 1 and h2 dash is equal to 1, and substitute in this equation I will get h2 dash is equal to 1 equal to a1 minus 2a2 plus 3a3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 3. And at node 2 the boundary condition, if zeta is equal to 1, s2 dash is equal to 0, that is del s2 by del zeta. Therefore and differentiating this equation with respect to zeta, and substitute the value of zeta is equal to 1 and s2 dash is equal to 0, and I will get a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 equal to 0. I will call it as equation number 4. And subtracting equation number 2 from 1, after subtracting equation number 2 and 1, and I will get 2a1 minus 2a3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 5, and add equation number 3 and 4. Add both equation number 3 and 4. After adding equation number 3 and 4, I will get 2a1 plus 6a3 equal to 1. I call it as equation number 6. Adding equation number 5 and 6. After adding equation number 5 and 6, I will get the value of a3, and taking equation number 6, substitute a3 value equal to 1 by 4 in equation number 6. 2a1 plus 6a3 equal to 1, what we already calculated, and I will get a1 equal to minus 1 by 4. Next, taking equation number 4, it is a1 plus 2a2 plus 3a3 equal to 0. Substitute a1 is equal to minus 1 by 4. I will get a2 equal to minus 1 by 4. Taking equation number 2, a0 plus a1 plus a2 plus a3 equal to 0, and we can easily find out what is the value of a0 value after substitution. Then I will get 1 by 4, and substitute all the values a0, a1, a2, a3 values in original in the polynomial equation, and that is S2 is equal to A0 plus A1 zeta plus A2 zeta square plus A3 zeta cube, and substitute all the values of A0, A1, A2, A3 values. Finally simplifying and separate common 1 by 4 is the common term is there, and I will get S2 is equal to 1 by 4 1 minus zeta square plus zeta cube. And next, to find the shape function for that is H3, that is assume polynomial displacement function is H3 is equal to A0 plus A1 zeta plus A2 zeta square plus A3 zeta cube, and take assume boundary condition at node 1 if zeta is equal to minus 1, S3 is always 0. Substitute zeta is equal to minus 1 and S3 equal to 0, and I will get A0 minus A1 plus A2 minus A3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 2. And next, at node 2, from the table, apply boundary condition for node 2. If zeta is equal to 1, Ht is always equal to 1. Therefore, the polynomial substitute zeta is equal to 1 and S3 equal to 1 in the polynomial equation. I will get A0 plus A1 plus A2 plus A3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 2. And next, at node 1, the boundary conditions, if zeta is equal to minus 1, S3 dash, that is equal to del S3 by del zeta is equal to 0. Therefore, S3 is equal to A0 plus A1 zeta plus A2 zeta square plus A3 zeta cube. S2 dash is equal to, differentiating this equation with respect to zeta, I will get A1 square plus 2A2 zeta plus 3A3 zeta square, and put zeta is equal to minus 1 and S3 dash equal to 0. Simplify the equation, and I will get A1 minus 2A2 plus 3A3 equal to 0. I connect as equation number 3. And next, at node 2, if zeta is equal to 1, H3 dash, that is derivative of S3 divided by del zeta is equal to 0, and substitute this value in this equation, that is A1 plus 2A2 zeta is 1 plus 3A3 zeta square is 1 square, and we will get 3A3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 4. And subtracting equation number 2 and from 1, after subtracting equation 2 from 1, I will get minus 2n plus 2A3 equal to minus 1. I call it as equation number 5. And adding equation number 3 and 4, after adding equation number 3 and 4, I will get 2A1 plus 6A3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 6. And adding equation number 5 and 6, I will get the value of A3 equal to minus 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 4. Minus 4. Next, A3 if equal to minus 1 by 4, therefore A1 minus 2A2 plus 3A3 equal to 0. I call it as equation number 3. At node, if zeta is equal to and next, at node 2, if zeta is equal to 1, H4 dash is equal to 1. Therefore, A1 plus 2A2 plus 3A3 equal to 1. I call it as equation number 4. Subtracting equation 2 from 1, I will get, after subtracting equation number 2 from 1, I will get A0 minus A1 plus A2 minus A3 equal to 0. And finally, subtracting equation number 2 from 1, I will get minus 2n plus 2A3 equal to 0. Adding equation number 3 and 4, I will get 2A1 plus 6A3 equal to 1. I call it as equation number 3. Adding equation number 5 and 6, I will get A3 equal to 1 by 4. And taking equation number 6, 2A1 plus 6A3 equal to 1. 2A1 plus 6A3 is 1 by 4. And simplify this equation, I will get A1 equal to minus 1 by 4. Taking equation number 4, A1 plus 2A2 plus 3A3 equal to 1. Therefore, A2 equal to 1 by 4. Taking equation 2, A0 plus A1, A2, A3 equal to 0. Therefore, A0 equal to minus 1 by 4. And therefore, H4, substitute all the values A0, A1, A2, A3, A4 in equation number H4, that is A0, A1 zeta, A2 zeta square, A2, A3 zeta cube. And finally, take the common term, and I will get H4. After simplification, I will get 1 by 4 minus 1 minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube. Hence, therefore, Ormond shape functions are H1 is equal to 1 by 4, 2 minus 3 zeta plus 3 plus zeta cube. S2 is equal to 1 by 4, 1 minus zeta square plus zeta cube. And H3 is equal to 1 by 4, 2 plus 3 zeta minus zeta cube. H4 is equal to 1 by 4, 1 minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube. The variation of shape function H1 is 1 by 4 2 minus 3 zeta plus zeta square. Hence the slope is always, if zeta is equal to 1, boundary condition, zeta is equal to minus 1, and if you plot the variation, if zeta is equal to plus 1, the plot you will get, the slope will be like this always. And this is the Hermite shape function, and slope is h1 dash is equal to del h1 by del zeta 1 by 4 minus 3 plus 3 zeta square, and therefore h2 equal to 1 by 4 1 minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube, and therefore h2 dash is 1 by 4 minus 1 minus 2 zeta 3 zeta square. But at node 2, if zeta is equal to at node 1 zeta is equal to minus 1, zeta is equal to plus 1, the variation of shape function for h2 is like this. Slope will be 0, slope will be 1 here, but there is a completely decline from here itself. And this is the variation of shape function for h3. Okay, the slope is 0 here, the slope is maximum at this point. This is the variation of shape function. Variation of shape function, that is h4 dash is equal to del h4 divided by del zeta. It is h4 equation is Hermite shape function for 1 by 4 minus 1 minus zeta plus zeta square plus zeta cube, and the slope, if zeta is equal to minus 1, zeta is equal to plus 1, the slope will be like this. Zeta is equal to 0 always. Next derivation. Next derivation is element stiffness matrix for second derivation is called as the derivation of element stiffness matrix for beam element. Say, before deriving the element stiffness matrix for beam element, I will explain what is meant by field variable first. What is meant by displacement field? Okay, and the displacement field, for understanding the term displacement field, I consider a beam element in a natural coordinate system zeta, and consider a beam element in a natural coordinate system, and each node has 2 degrees of freedom. Node 1, each node in the beam element has 2 degrees of freedom. First V1 is the translation motion, and theta 2 is the rotation, and second node, it has 2 degrees of freedom, V2 and theta 2. V2 is the translation motion in this direction, and theta 2 is the slope. Theta 2 is the rotational motion. And node 1, because consider a beam element in the natural coordinates, therefore zeta is equal to minus 1 and zeta is equal to plus 1. These are the coordinates for node 1 and node 2. Hence, I consider a beam element in the natural coordinates. It had 4 degrees of freedom, and also it consists of 4 shape functions. Those shape functions are called as Hermite shape functions. In the beam element, always the number of degrees of freedom is equal to the shape function. Okay, hence the beam element has 4 degrees of freedom, and it consists of 4 shape functions. Those 4 shape functions are h1, h2, h3 and h4 are the Hermite shape function, and the displacement field for this beam element in the natural coordinate system as V of zeta is equal to, I consider displacement field for this beam element in natural coordinates. Therefore, the displacement field for the beam element is given by V of zeta is equal to h1 v1 plus h2 theta 1 plus h3 v2 plus h4 theta 2, where v1 and v2 are the translation motion degrees of freedom, theta 1 and theta 2 are the slopes always. And therefore V of zeta equal to h1 v1 plus h2, and theta 1 I take it as the slope for node 1, that is I represent it as dv by d zeta at node 1. Okay, theta 1 is called as slope for the beam element, and plus h3 v2 as it is h4 theta 2 is nothing but the slope of node 2 of the beam element at node 2. Therefore, the slope for theta 2 is nothing but del v by del zeta. And consider del v by del zeta is equal to, I can return this equation as dv by dx into dx by dz. I will get same equation instead of indirectly written here. We know that relationship between natural and global coordinate system. We know that already this equation zeta is equal to 2 into x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 minus 1. Therefore, I need del x by del zeta. That's why I am differentiating this equation with respect to x. D zeta by dx equal to 2 by 2 divided by, after differentiating this equation I will get d zeta by dx is equal to 2 by x2 minus x1 equal to 2 by LE. LE is the length of the beam element, that is x2 minus x1. I taken as x2 minus x1, I take it as equal to LE because length of element, capital LE. Therefore dx by dz is equal to LE by 2. Therefore dv by dz is equal to LE by 2 into dv by dx into dv by dx because I differentiating del x by del zeta substituted in this equation, that is dv by dz is equal to, what is dv by dx I written same thing, what is dx by dz I calculated here LE by 2, and substituting in equation number 1, in this equation dv by dz, that is slope what we already calculated. Substituting in equation number 1, it is v of zeta is equal to h1 v1 plus h2, what is theta 1, that is dv by dz at node 1, that is LE by 2 into dv by dx plus h3 v2 plus h4, what is dv by dz at node 2, that is LE by 2 dv by dx at node 2, and just therefore v of zeta is equal to h1 q1 plus h2 LE by 2 into q2. You can return this as q2 h2 into LE by 2 into q2 plus h3 v3 plus h4 LE by 2 dv by dx at node 2 I taken as q4, and I can return above equation as v of zeta is equal to h1 by LE by 2 h2 h3 LE by 2 h3 LE by 2 h3 LE by 2 h3 LE by 2 and h4 into q1 q2 q3 q4 in the matrix form. I return this same equation in the matrix form, and I can return as this as h, okay, Hermite shape function, and q1 and q3 are the translation motion and q2 and q4 are rotational motion. Hence it has beam element has 4 degrees of freedom, and therefore I can return this whole matrix as h, therefore, and this matrix as q, v is equal to h into q. And next, with the help of, we should remember this relation, v is equal to h into q. Next, derive the element stiffness matrix for beam element. We know that the strain energy equation for beam element is given by strain energy is equal to EI by integration from volume V to d square V by dx square into dx. We call it as equation number 1, and take dv by dx is equal to dv by d zeta into d zeta by dx. We know this formula also, and we know that relationship between natural and Cartesian coordinate system, that is zeta is equal to 2 into x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1 minus 1. Differentiating this equation with respect to x, after differentiating this equation I will get d zeta by dx is equal to 2 by LE. Therefore dv by dx is equal to 2 by LE into dv by d zeta, and again differentiating this equation with respect to x because I need d square v by dx square in the strain energy equation. Again after differentiating I will get d square v by dx square is equal to 2 by LE d square v by d zeta square by 2 by LE. Therefore d zeta by dx is equal to 2 by LE. That's why taken here. After differentiating directly 2 by LE, because d zeta by dx is 2 by LE, we know that already. 2 by LE, d zeta by dx is 2 by LE. Substitute from this here. After differentiating once again same equation, d zeta by dx, and after that d square v by dx square is equal to 4 by LE square, d square v by d zeta square, and substituting in equation number 1 this value of d square v by dx square in equation number 1, and I will get strain energy is equal to EI by 2 integration from minus 1 to 1 4 by LE square d square v by d zeta square whole square LE by 2 into d zeta, and therefore integrating this equation from limit and apply the limits from minus 1 to 1. After differentiating and simplifying and applying the limits, after simplification I will get strain energy is equal to 8 EI 2 LE square d square v by d zeta square into zeta square. Therefore we have v is equal to HQ still not yet differentiated, don't differentiate directly here, wait for here, because you can take it outside. 4 square and 4 ja 16 divided by 4 means 8 ei to L e square, integration minus 1 to 1 d square v by d zeta square into g zeta. We know that we have h is equal to v is equal to h cube, therefore dv by d zeta is equal to, differentiating this equation with respect to x, I will get q is constant, integration of h is dh, differentiation of h with respect to x is dh by d zeta. Therefore d square v by d zeta square, again differentiating the same equation with respect to x, and I will get q into d square h by d zeta square. Sorry, differentiating this equation with respect to zeta, you can just strike it and you can make it at a correction as zeta, and therefore d square v by d zeta square is equal to q is equal to d square h by d h square, and substitute the value of d square by d zeta square in this equation, ATI to L, strain energy equation, ATI to L square q into d square h by dh square whole square d zeta, and integrate this equation with integrate this equation and apply the limits minus 1 1, and after simplification and I will get the strain energy is equal to 1 by 2 q transpose k into q. Apply the limits, integrate it, and therefore where k is 8 ei L e square, I can return this equation as equation k. I return this after integrating the whole term. I return is this term, this whole factor term I name it as stiffness matrix, and q as it is I return here, where k is 8 ei L e square cube d square h by d zeta square minus 1 to 1 transpose d square h by d zeta square and d zeta. Here don't integrate here, just as it is you can return here, transpose q transpose. Where h is h1 Le by 2 h2 and h3 is h2 h3 Le by 2 h4. We know that already this equation. Therefore h is equal to 1 by 4. We know that h1 Hermite shape function for h1 h2 Hermite shape function 1 2 3 4, h1 h2 h3 h4 already Hermite shape function for beam element. Substitute h1 h2 h3 h4 value in this equation, and differentiating this whole equation with respect to zeta, and I will get, after simplifying that equation, and I will get d square h by d zeta square is equal to 3 by 2 zeta Le by 4 minus 1 plus 3 zeta minus 3 by 2 zeta Le by 4 1 plus 3 zeta, and if you take the transfers, you can return in the matrix equation d square h by d zeta square transpose 3 by 2 zeta Le by 4 minus 1 3 plus zeta minus 3 by 2 zeta Le 4 1 plus 3 zeta. We know that k is equal to 8 ei by Le cube, integration minus 1 to 1 d square h by d zeta square transpose d square h by d zeta square d zeta, and k is equal to 8 ei by Le cube minus 1 to 1 integration of this equation with the d square h by d zeta square equation what we already got it, and integrate and simplification, and I will get k is equal to ei by Le cube 12 6 Le minus 12 6 Le 6 Le. This is symmetric matrix, stiffness matrix is symmetric matrix, and we will get same equation 6 Le minus 12 6 Le, and just multiply these all the term. Finally I will get this equation, that is on simplification I will get k is equal to ei by Le cube 12 6 Le minus 12 6 Le, because it is symmetric matrix, same factor we can return 6 Le minus 12 6 Le 4 Le square minus 6 Le 2 Le square minus 6 Le 12 minus 6 Le 2 Le square minus 6 Le 4 Le square. This is called as the element stiffness matrix for beam element. All of you compulsory remember this equation. It is helpful for solving the problems on beam element. Next, problems on beam, topic beam. The first problem, the question is I written here: a cantilever beam 3 meters span is subjected to a concentrated load of 2 kilonewton at the free hand Determine maximum deflection. Take E equal to 200 gigapascal and moment of inertia for cantilever beam is given 10 power 8 mm to the power of 4. Make a note of this question. And here if the figure is not given, you have to write the cantilever beam. It is subjected to draw the figure of cantilever beam. We know that how the cantilever beam will be there. Already we know that. Draw the figure of cantilever beam. One end of the beam is fixed and other end is subjected to a concentrated load of 2 kilonewton at the free end. This is the free end, 2 kilonewton of the magnitude of the force is acting, and because of the load is acting at the free end of the beam, and it will be deflecting like this. And determine the maximum deflection. Young's modulus value is given, and the cantilever beam of 3 meter span is subjected to, this is 3 meter, actually 3 meter span length is given. Actually it is a just I done mistake here, 2 meter is not there, it is 3 meter is given, 3 meter span length. And determine the maximum deflection. Take E equal to 200 gigapascal and moment of inertia is 10 power 8. Okay, the very first is for solving the problems on beam element, the span length is given as 3 meter, make it correction as 3 meter. And first the step in for solving the problems on beam element, first finite element model. Okay, first depending the cantilever beam, it consists of two nodes, node 1 and node 2, and each node has 2 degrees of freedom. Node 1 having one translation motion, let Q1 be the translation motion of node 1 and Q2 be the rotational motion, nodal displacement of node 2, and M1 be the because of rotation motion, because of Q2 rotational, okay, the moment is applied, let M1 be the moment at node 1, and because of nodal displacement is in Q1, that is translation motion will be there, the force is acting, that F1 is the force acting at node 1. And next at node 2 there is 2 degrees of freedom, one will be translation, that is Q3, and one will be rotation, that is Q4. And because of rotation, the moment at node 2, M2 be the moment at node 2, and F2 is the force acting at node 2 in the negative y direction, it is downward. Because of that reason F2 is equal to minus 2 kilonewton. That is very important. That is very important. And first find out element stiffness matrix, because since it consists of only one element, and you have to calculate only one element stiffness matrix for beam element. We know that K is equal to EI by L3. We already know the element stiffness matrix for the beam element already derived. We know that K is equal to EI by L3, 12 6L minus 12 minus 6L, because of symmetry it is same thing, 6L minus 12, 6L 4L square minus 6L 2L square, 6 minus 6L 12, 6L 2L square minus 6L 4L square. Therefore K equal to, substitute Young's modulus value is given, moment of inertia is given. So you should convert all the values into mm square and Newton per meter square, convert that into Newton per meter square, and all the values in terms of meter, and the 12 and length is given as 3 meter, 3 6 is 18, and minus 12, 6 into length of the element is 3, 6 3 is 18, and 6 into L is 18, 4L square is 36, minus 8 minus 6L is minus 18, 2L square is 18, minus 12 minus 18 is minus 6L is 18, 12 minus 6L is minus 18, 18 minus 18 16. After substituting the values of all the length of the element is given and substituting in the element stiffness matrix, symmetric matrix, and finally I will get, after simplifying this equation, I will get 740.74 10 power 3, and 12 18 minus 12 18, 18 36 minus 18 18, minus 12 18 12 minus 18 18 18 minus 18 36. Next, the nodal displacement vector, that is Q is equal to Q1 Q2 Q3 Q4, because it has 4 degrees of freedom. The beam element has 4 degrees of freedom, each node has 2 degrees of freedom. Okay, it consists of 2 nodes. At node 1 there is no nodal displacement Q1 and Q2, Q3 and Q4, transpose. Next, global load vector is F is equal to, okay, at global load vector F is equal to F1 M1, F2 M2. F1 is 0 because node 1 is fixed, there is no movement, and because of it is fixed there is no movement here. F2 is force acting at node 2 is 2 kilonewton, it is in y direction downward. Because of that reason we should take minus sign, minus 2 into 10 power 3. The moment at node 2 is 0 transfer. Therefore, next equilibrium condition, KQ is equal to F. K is global stiffness matrix, is nothing but the element stiffness matrix for element 1. It is same as that of global stiffness matrix. Same equation, take it 740.74 10 power 3, 12 18 minus 12 18. Same matrix, you can take it. Q is Q1 Q2 Q3 Q4 equal to 0 0 minus 2 into 10 power 3 0 0. Since node 1 is fixed, okay, therefore the nodal displacement at node 1 will be Q1 Q2 equal to 0. Okay, hence using elimination method, eliminate first row first column, second row second column, first row first column, second row second column. The remaining value I will get, remaining thing is 12 minus 18, minus 18 36, 740.74 10 power 3 as it is, and remaining term I will get Q3 Q4, and in the force vector minus 2 into 10 power 3 0, and just simplify this whole matrix and I will get set of two equations, simultaneous equation. Solve above two equations and I will get Q3 and Q3 value as minus 9 into 10 power minus 4 meter, convert that into meter. Q3 is equal to minus 0.9 mm and Q4 equal to minus 4.5 into 10 power minus 4 radians. This is the final answer. We cannot this final answer. Radian. Next, second problem. A uniform cross-sectional beam is fixed at one end and supported by a roller at the other end. A concentrated 20 kilonewton is applied at the middle length of the beam as shown in the figure. Determine the deflection under load and take modulus of elasticity is equal to 210 gigapascal. Young's modulus value is 2500 mm to the power of 4. See, in this problem the figure is given. It is a uniform cross-sectional beam is fixed at one end and supported by the roller at the other end. It is very important. The figure is given. See, the one end of the beam is fixed here and other end it is supported by roller support. Because of roller support, okay, it will be rolling in x direction, okay, and the 20 kilonewton of the magnitude of the force is acting at the mid length of the beam, means at 0.5 meter the length of the element is given 1 meter. At 0.5 meter length exactly from the fixed end, the concentrated load of magnitude 20 kilonewton is applied on the beam. Therefore, a first finite element model, okay, discretize this beam element, okay. After discretization process, okay, I will get it consists of this beam element, it consists of 3 nodes and 2 elements, 2 nodes, and because concentrated load is acting at the mid span of the length of the beam, and after in the finite element model I will get second node and third node is roller support node will be there, okay. In the beam element it consists of 2 elements and 3 nodes. Node 1 is fixed, node 2 at node 2 the magnitude of the force is acting in downward direction, that is minus 20 kilonewton, and roller support, okay, and roller support will be there at node 3. And in the beam element consists of 2 elements and 3 nodes. Each node has 2 degrees of freedom. Q1 and Q2 be the displacement at node 1 and F1 is the force acting at node 1 in this direction, and M is the moment applied at node 1, and at node 2 degrees of freedom, that Q3 and Q4 are the nodal displacement at node 2, and F2 is the force acting in this direction, and M2 is the applied moment at node 2, and our slope we call it as, and at node 3 it has 2 degrees of freedom, Q5 and Q6, and the force acting at node 3 is F3, and The moment applied at node 3 is M3, taken as finite element model. This is our the finite element model for the given beam element given in the figure. Next, we know that element stiffness matrix for the beam element is given by K is equal to EI by LQ 12 6L minus 12 6L. Because of symmetry, you can written same thing, 6L minus 12 6L 4L square minus 6L 2L square minus 6L 12 6L 2L square minus 6L 4L square. First, for first element, find out the element stiffness matrix for first element. Therefore, K is equal to EI by LQ. Substitute all the values. Young's modulus is given 210 10 power 9, and it is given in terms of length is given in terms of meter, because it is 0.5 meter. Length of element L1 is 0.5, length of element 2 is 0.5. Therefore, you can take length of element as 0.5 cube and substitute the value of length with all the elements in this element stiffness matrix and simplify this equation. After simplification, I will get 4.2 10 power 3 12 3 minus 12 3 3 minus 12 3 1 minus 3 0.5 minus 3 12 minus 3 0.5 minus 3 1 1. So since node 1 has two displacement as 2 degrees of two displacement value q1 and q2, and element 1 consists of two nodes, node 1 having two displacement nodal displacement q1 and q2, and node 2 having two nodal displacement q3 and q4, and so you can give the naming as 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Similarly, find out for element 2, K2 is equal to, using this formula, we know that element stiffness matrix for the beam element. Using that formula, find out K2 value and simplify the equation, and I will get 4.2 into 10 power 3 12 3 minus 12 3 3 1 minus 3 0.5 minus 12 minus 3 12 minus 3 3 0.5 minus 3 1, and hence element 2 consists of two nodes, node 2 and node 3, and at node 2 there is it has two nodal displacement q3 and q4. At node 3 q5 and q6 there are two nodal displacement, hence you can give the naming as 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6. Hence global stiffness matrix K is equal to K1 plus K2. Hence therefore K is equal to 4.2 into 10 power 3 is common. Since the beam element has two element and it consists of three nodes, and each node has two displacement value, nodal displacement, hence the degrees of freedom for this beam element is 3 into 2 is total 6. Means I will get global stiffness matrix is 6 cross 6 matrix. You can name first, draw 6 rows and 6 column matrix 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. First, the element corresponding to first row first column, first in the matrix 1, first row first column is 12, but there is no element corresponding to first row first column, hence 12, and the element corresponding to first row second column first row is 3, but there is no element corresponding to second column first row, okay, hence directly 3. Next, the element corresponding to third column first row is minus 12, but there is no element corresponding to third column first row is minus 12, but there is no element corresponding to first row third column, hence 0, minus 12 plus 0 is minus 12. Next, the element corresponding to fourth column first row is 3 is there, but there is no element corresponding to first row and third fourth column, but only in the 3 is there, 3 plus 0 is 0. Next, the element corresponding to first row fifth column. In matrix 1 there is no fifth column corresponding to first row, there is no element, but there is an element corresponding to first row and fifth column, hence 0. And next, the element corresponding to first column second row 3 is there, but there is no element corresponding to first column and second row, hence 0, 3 plus 0 is 3. Next, element corresponding to second column second row is 1, but there is no element corresponding to second row second column in the second matrix, hence 1. Next, the element corresponding to second row third column in the matrix 1, the second row, third column, minus 3 is there, but there is no element corresponding to second row, third column, hence it is minus 3. Next, element corresponding to second row, fourth column, second row, fourth column is 0.5, but there is no element corresponding to second row, fourth column, therefore I take it as 0 here and 0. Similarly, you can do the same procedure for adding the corresponding element and corresponding rows, and after simplification I will get finally this answer, global stiffness matrix. Therefore, global displacement vector Q is equal to Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6 transpose, and the global load vector is F is equal to F1, M1, F2, M2, F3, M3, and F is equal to 0. At node 1 is fixed, F1 and M1 equal to 0. At node 2, the force acting in the downward direction minus 20 into 10 power 3, and M2 is 0. F3 and M3 is roller support is there, fixed end is there is no force and movement is acting at F3 and M3, 0 equal to 0. And next, equilibrium equation condition KQ is equal to F. K is the global stiffness matrix. Copy the same global stiffness matrix cross matrix, that is 4.2 into 10 power 3, and this whole symmetric matrix here. And Q is nodal displacement vector Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, and force vector is as it is 0, 0, minus 12, minus 20 into 10 power 3, 0, 0, 0. Since apply boundary condition, node 1 is fixed, hence Q1 equal to Q2 equal to 0, and node 3 is on roller support, and Q4 having certain value, but Q5 is 0. Why? Because there is a possibility of Q5, there is no possibility of displacement in y direction, only the displacement will be in this direction. There is no possibility of displacement in y direction, hence Q5 equal to 0 directly. Hence, eliminating first row, first column, second row, second column, fifth row, fifth column. First eliminate first row, first column, second row, second column, fifth row, fifth column. The remaining value I will get from the equilibrium equation 4.2 into 10 power minus 3, 2403, 02, 0.5 t, 0.51, 2, 3, Q4, Q6 is equal to minus 20 into 10 power 3, 0, 0. And simplifying, multiply and simplify this equation, this matrix, finally I will get 3 set of equation. Solving above three equations, all the 3 set of 3 equation, and you will get 3 equation as Q3, Q4 and Q6 is equal to Q3 equal to minus 0.347, Q4 is equal to minus 0.298 radian, Q6 equal to 1.190 radian. This is the slope at node 3. Q6 is the slope at node 3. Next problem, take for a beam the fixed at both the ends and the load for a beam the fixed at for the beam fixed at both the ends and load as shown in the figure. Determine the displacement and slope at node 2 and reaction at node 1 only. See, just copy the question, all of you. Copy the figure. See, in this problem there is no I value is given because the moment of inertia for beam is not given. You have to find out. See, this beam is fixed at both ends because the moment of inertia for the beam element is given by BH cube by 12. The area of cross section square beam is given. The moment of inertia for the beam is given by BH cube by 12. Breadth is given, height is given. Breadth is 0.3 and height is given 0.2 cube divided by 12. Simplify this value, the calculator, I will get 2 into 10 power minus 4 m to the power of 4. See, for this problem, the moment of inertia is not given find out first moment of inertia bh cube by 12, that is breadth is given 0.3 and h is given 0.2 cube divided by 12. Therefore after simplifying this value I will get 2 into 10 power minus 4 m to the power of 4. First step is finite element model. First see in this the beam element, it consists of 2 elements and 3 nodes, and I will call it as this. After discretization of this beam element I will get 2 elements. Element 1, it consists of 2 nodes, node 1 and node 2, and element 2 has 2 nodes, node 2 and 3, and node 2 it will connect element 1 to element 2. And we know that already each element, each node has 2 degrees of freedom, and each node has 2 nodal displacement value q1 and q2, node 1, and q2 has 2 degrees of freedom and it has 2 nodal displacement q3 and q4, and at node 3 it consists of it has 2 nodal displacement value q5 and q6. I take it as q5 and q6 are the nodal displacement at node 3, and q3 and q4 are the nodal displacement at node 2. And q and f1 and f1 is the force acting at node 1 and m1 is the moment or slope at node 1, and f2 is the force at node 2, and m2 is moment at node 2, moment applied at node 2, and f3 is the force acting at node 3, and m3 is the moment applied at node 3. Assume E equal to 200 gigapascal, because in this problem Young's modulus is not given. At node 2 the moment applied will be in the anti-clockwise direction. Always if the moment is applied in the anti-clockwise direction we should take it as positive value. If the moment is applied in the clockwise direction we should take m value as minus value. Therefore we know that element stiffness matrix for the beam element K is equal to EI by L cube, 12 6L minus 12L 6L 6L 4L square minus 6L 2L square minus 2 minus 6L 12 minus 6L 6L 2L square minus 6L 4L square. Since it consists of 2 elements, first find out the element stiffness matrix for first element K1 equal to, so substitute all the values, Young's modulus, moment of inertia, and length of the element is given 3 meter, total 3 meter, the L1 is given 3 meter, and multiplied all the values with length of the element, and simplify this equation, and I will get K1 equal to 1481.48 into 10 power 3, and I will get 12 18 minus 12 18. Because of symmetry I will write it as 18 minus 12 18, 36 18 minus 18 18. Because of symmetry I will write it as minus 18 18, 12 18. Because of symmetry I will write it as minus 18 36. Since element 1 has 4 nodal displacement value, let node 1 q1 and q2 be the nodal displacement at node 1, and q3 and q4 are the nodal displacement at node 2. Hence therefore I am giving the numbering for matrix 1 as K1 is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And next for elements, to find out the element stiffness matrix for beam element 2, for this element 2, therefore Q2 K2 equal to 1481.48 into 10 power 3. It is same, because of the lengths are same, the same value I will get, same matrix, 12 18 minus 12 18, 18 36 minus 12 18, 12 minus 18 12 minus 18 18 18 minus 18 36. Since element 2 connects node 2 to node 3, and at Q3 and Q4 are the nodal displacement at node 2, and Q5 and Q6 are the nodal displacement at node 3. Hence you can give the numbering 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6 3 4 5 6. Next, global stiffness matrix equal to K is equal to K1 plus K2. Therefore add K is equal to, since it consists of 3 nodes, the beam element consists of 3 nodes, each node has 2 degrees of freedom and 2 displacement, nodal displacement value. Therefore 3 into 2 is total 6. 6 cross 6 cross matrix I will get. 6 cross 6 matrix I will get. Therefore just because of some sorry for just deletion, it is not deleted actually, it is just make a note. Global stiffness matrix is equal to K is equal to 12 18 minus 18 minus 12 18 0 0, and after adding I will get these values into 81.48 10 power 3, and therefore nodal displacement vector global stiffness, after adding I will get this 6 cross 6 cross matrix. Make a note of this. Similarly add how we were added in the truss element, corresponding row and column, how we were added in the truss problems. Similarly same thing you can add it, K1 K2 value, and the nodal displacement vector Q is equal to Q1 Q2 Q3 Q4 Q5 Q6 transpose, and nodal load vector is F is equal to F1 M1 F2 M2 F2 F3 M3 transpose. Therefore F is equal to node, since node 1 is fixed, okay, the force acting at node 1 in x and y direction is 0 0, movement is 0, but the force acting at node 2 is in y direction downward minus 10 into 10 power 3, and moment is applied because the moment at node 2 is in anti-clockwise direction. Always take, if the moment is applied in anti-clockwise direction, we should take always positive value. 20 into 10 power 3, 20 kilonewton is given, and the force acting at node 3 is fixed because there is no force acting at node 3, it is fixed because of that reason, okay, 0 0 here. Next, equilibrium condition KQ is equal to F, okay, that is global stiffness matrix. K is global stiffness matrix. Copy the same values what 6 cross 6 cross matrix, symmetric matrix what I obtained here, into 1481.48 into 10 power 3. Therefore see, apply the boundary condition. Since node 1 and node 3 are fixed, therefore the nodal displacement Q1 Q2 equal to 0. Since node 3 is fixed, Q5 and Q6 equal to 0, and using elimination method, eliminate first row first column, second row second column, and fifth row sixth column. Eliminate first row first column, second row second column. I will eliminate first row first column, second row second column, and fifth row I eliminated fifth row fifth column, and I will eliminate sixth row sixth column. Remaining I will get 24 0 0 72, 24 0 0 72 into 1481.48 into 10 power 3 Q3 Q4 equal to, what is the remaining value in the force vector? 10 minus 10 into 10 power 3, 20 into 10 power 3. Simplify this equation, I will get two set of equation, and solve these two equations. I will get Q3 is equal to minus 2.812 into 10 power minus 4 meter. Q4 is equal to minus 1.875 into 10 power minus 4 radian, and the support reaction at node 1 will be, say always remember the support reaction at node will be always wherever the fixed ends is there. Since node 1 and node 3 is fixed, we need to calculate the support reaction at node 1. Okay, at node 1 there are two reaction forces will be there. To find out the reaction force at node 1, R1 is equal to, this is the standard formula we should remember, K11 Q1 plus K12 Q2 plus up to K16 Q6 minus F1. Simply K11 is nothing but the element in the global stiffness matrix. First element, first row first column element is 12 is there. 12 into Q1 is 0, and similarly you can take the element corresponding from the global stiffness matrix equation multiplied with the corresponding displacement values up to K6, K16, K6, and subtract it with minus F1 value, and I will get, after simplification I will get R1 equal to 10 kilonewton. Similarly R2 is K21, standard formula is K21 Q1 K22 Q2 plus up to K26 Q6 minus M1. Therefore R2 equal to 12.5 kilonewton meter. This is the final answer. K21 is nothing but the element in the global stiffness matrix, second row first column element, that is 18. K22 is nothing but the element corresponding to second row second column, that is 36 slices. K23 is nothing but the element corresponding to second row, third column, that is minus 18. Like this, you can take the value from the global stiffness matrix and multiply it with Q1, that is K21 with Q1 and K22 with Q2 plus K23 into Q3 plus K23 Q3 plus K23 K23 K24 into Q4 K25 into K5 K26 into Q6 and minus M1. It is very important. Minus M1, 20 kilonewton of the magnitude of the moment applied at node 2 will be there. R2 equal to minus, after substituting all the values, simplify the equation. After simplification, the answer for reaction at node 2 is R2 equal to 12.5 kilonewton meters. This is the final answer. It completes all the beam problems. I will give it time, make a note. PQ is equal to F4. Take equilibrium condition equation. I will give it a time. Make a note in your notebook. KQ is equal to F value. KQ is equal to F, equilibrium condition equation. Thank you.